What's up everyone, Dr. Matt here. In this video I want to share with you simple ways to test and stretch your hip flexors. So the two muscles we're going to be talking about today are one, the psoas. That goes from the lumbar spine down to the femur or your leg bone and allows you to flex your hip like this. The other one we're going to talk about is a longer muscle. It's called your rectus femoris. That attaches from the pelvis all the way down to the tibia or your shin bone. And that mainly is in charge of extending your knee, and it helps with hip flexion. So what we're going to do to test this is something called a self-Thomas test. All you're going to do is need a bench like this. You're going to sit at the edge of the bench and lay back. Bring both knees up to your chest, and then you're going to take one knee, leg, and extend it down, just like this. We're looking for two things. One, that the back of the thigh or your hamstrings is touching this bench, so we're pretty much parallel with the ground. Number two is that the knee is bent to about at least 80 degrees. If your knee is stuck up in the air like this and you can't seem to get it down, you may have a psoas issue or a tight psoas. If you can get the back of the leg to touch the bench, but your knee is extended, stuck like this, and you can't quite bring it down without the knee rising up, then you may have a tight rectus femoris. So here's what we can do about that. To stretch the psoas, you're going to get down on one knee like this. So this is if your knee was stuck up in the air and you couldn't get the back of your thigh to touch the bench or be parallel with the ground. You're going to get on this knee, you're going to brace, take one arm up over your head like this, and just lean away and breathe. And you should feel a nice stretch all the way through here. We're just going to hold this, breathe. And we'll do the same thing on the other side if that's the issue. You're here, you're nice and tall, reach your arm up and lean away. Feel a nice stretch all the way down that side and into the hip flexor. Now, if you have a rectus femoris issue or a tight rectus femoris, here's what we're going to do. You're going to get up to a pole like this. You're going to get into another half kneeling position. Grab onto the pole in front of you, and then you're going to reach behind and grab the leg behind you like this. So as you can see, I'm pulling my heel towards my butt, stretching out my quad or that rectus femoris. We're here. Now I'm going to activate my glute. So I'm squeezing my glute, pushing my hips forward, and I can feel a nice stretch all the way down the front of my thigh here. So make sure you don't tip over. Then we're just going to lean forward, back and forth. So I'm squeezing my right glute, leaning in and out of the stretch. The key here is that this glute is squeezed and you're actively pushing your hip forward. What we don't want to do is arch back like this. The glute is doing all of the work. And there you go. Simple ways to test and stretch your hip flexors. So I hope this helps you guys out, and I'll see you next time.